And I'm doing my other one quick assignment, and let's go through my SATs. Alright. Oh, I know what to do. So it's gonna be, guys. I get it. It's gonna be 4 minus 2. 4 minus, which is 2. Mom divided by 3. 2 is gonna be 1. How the heck are you doing this? That's not right. Or 5 times 3. Maybe it's 5 times 3. It means 5 times 3. I think it's 5 times 3. Yesterday the Commanders lost. Maybe number 2 and then, yeah, maybe slash 2. Then what? If it's not 50 slash 2, what the heck is it? Okay, so maybe it's gonna be, let's see, 9 minus 3. Hello. Okay, 9, maybe, I think 9 minus 9 is gonna be, no, 9 minus, okay, so 9 minus 9 is gonna be, hold on, 9 minus 9 maybe it's gonna be 0? Wait, what? And then we got, how is it 15? Wait, no, I'm studying. I want to figure this out on my own. I don't want anyone to tell me. I want to figure this out on my own. And then 9 minus 9 is 0. And then 3 minus y. Wait, can you just explain it to me? Explain it. I don't understand. The option is it's negative 2, 1, 2. Not 15, Brody. The choices are negative 2, 1, 2, or 10. No, 9 minus 9. And then, I don't understand. Hold on. Is it 15 over? I don't know. Hold on. And the y is going to become 1. Oh. I'm just guessing because I don't understand. Oh my god, I'm so sick of doing this. Why? The negative is going to be 18. 3 plus 18. So 3, 18, 19, 20, 21. 18, 19, 20. So it's going to be 20. So 18 plus. Hold on. So wait. So 18. So wait. No, I hate this. W. No, wait, negative 5. No, I don't homeschool. I'm just doing studying for the SAT. Okay. Negative 3. Negative 18 plus negative 3. Negative 3 plus. Okay, so it's negative 21. Okay, negative 21. Hold on, negative 21. What are the answers? And then 5 plus. 5 plus. And then subtract 5 minus 30, right? Okay, there's 2. I knew it because there's more than one answer that I got. Bonus. It's gonna be 2 plus 3. It might be 1. Hold on, I think it's 1. Yes, 1. It's 1. Negative 3 plus 2, negative 1. 2. And then we got negative 3. Negative 3 plus negative 1. And then we have negative 2 plus. Then we have. There's only 1. Okay, this answer is exactly 1 solution. W. Starting at lesson 6. Jordan and Carmen are playing an arcade basketball game. At the end of the game, Carmen scored 8 fewer points than Jordan. Jordan and Carmen are playing an arcade basketball game. At the end of the game, Carmen scored 8 fewer points than Jordan scored 1.2 times as many points as Carmen did. Which of the following statements of the equation could be used to find J, the number of points Jordan scored, and K, the number of points Carmen scored? I don't know, let's see. J equals 1.2K. Wait, Kason? Wait, Jordan and Cameron are playing an arcade basketball game. At the end of the game, Carmen scored 8 fewer points than Jordan did, and Jordan scored 1.2 times as many points as Carmen did. Which of the following systems of equations could be used to find J the number of points Jordan scored and K the number Kason scored? J equals 1.2. J minus 8 equals K. Let me look at the equation. J equals 1.2. J minus 8 equals K. 1.2 equals K. K minus 8. I don't know how the A. Let's look at the equation now. D equals 2M. D plus 40 equals M. D equals 2M. M plus 40 equals D. M equals D 2D. Wait. D equals M2. D equals 2M. D plus 40 equals M. D equals 2M. M plus 40 equals D. M equals 2D. M plus 40 equals D. M equals 2D. D plus 40 equals M. Which one is right? Now let's read the equation. Dan and Maliko started doing their homework at the same time. It took Dan twice as long to finish his homework than Maliko did. If Dan also took 40 minutes longer than Maliko did, which of the following systems of equations could be used to determine D, the amount of time Dan took to finish his homework in minutes, and M, the amount of time it took Maliko to finish his homework in minutes? His homework in minutes. I'm still so hungry. I ate a bunch of snacks. I'm still hungry. I don't know how. Dan and oh my god, I feel spent today. Dan and Maliko started doing their homework at the same time. It took Dan twice as long to finish his homework than Maliko did. Come on. Andrea and Bento are siblings. Andrea is 3 years older than Bento, and in the sum of their age, and the sum Andrea and Bento are siblings. Andrea is 3 years older than Bento, and the sum of their ages is 31. Which of the following systems could be used to find Andrea's age? A minus B equals 3. A plus B equals 31. K plus C equals 28. K minus C equals 6. Given the system of equations related to the number of years Carla has been a musician K, to the number of years Courtney has been a musician C, is what 28 in the system? What does 28 mean? What does the 28 represent? The number of years Carla has been a musician. The number of years Courtney has been a musician. The total number of years Carla and Courtney have been a musician. Hey, W! Lesson 7, here we go. Morning, morning. So I'm going to Taekwondo. Linear equations are very common. No. Let's see. 3 plus 2y is greater or equal to 24. Erica's goal is to score at least 24 points in her next playground basketball game. The given inequality represents this goal, where R is the number of 3-point field goals and 3-point field goals she scores, and Y is the number of 2-point field goals she scores. If she scores 5 3-point field goals, 1 is the minimum number of 2-point field goals she must score. I don't know. Fuck. Erica's goal is to score 24 points in the next game. The given inequality represents where X is 3-point field goal she scores and 2-point field goal. A, right? I don't understand. Hold on. So 3. So 5 times 3. Maybe it's 5 times 3. No, I don't know. It's not 5 times 3, so what is it then? I don't know. How are there 4 more? Let me see. However, since the 2-point goal... Let me see. 20%, 5 times 3... 15 plus 2 greater or less than 24. 15 plus 2 minus 15 greater or less than 24 minus 15. 2y minus 9 and then 2 over 2 and then 9 over 2. Y is greater or less than 4.5. This means x equals 5. All the values of y greater or equal to 4.5. Satisfaction of equation. However, since the number of 2-point field goal Erica scored must be integrated, the solution is further limited to all integer values y greater or equal to 4.5. The minimum integer value of the equation is greater or equal to 4.5 is 5. The minimum number of 2-point field goal Erica must score to meet her scoring goal. .32 minus x is greater than 1.12. 1.32 minus x is greater or less than 1.12. 1.12. X minus 1.32 is greater or less than 1.12. X minus 1.23 is greater or less than 1.12. Rosandra heads the financial department of a small city. This year, the budget for the Rosa heads the financial department of a small city. City. This year, the budget will depend. This year, the budget will depend. This year, the budget for the department is 1.3 million. If Rosa is asked to bring the department budget to under $1.12 million next year, which of the following can be used to represent X? The amount of money in millions of dollars Rosa must cut from the department budget. How did I... I'm just giving up my math skills at this point. Okay, the first A. 100L plus 200B is greater than 5 is less than 5,000. 200L plus 100B is greater than 500. 200L plus 100L 200L plus 100B is less than 5,000. 100L plus 200B is greater or less than 5,000. Hanu Young wants to donate more money than $5,000 in laptops and bicycles. Each laptop that he donates is worth $200, and each bicycle that he will donate is worth $100. Which of the following equations represents the number of laptops L and bicycles B that Young should donate to achieve his goal? A. T is greater or equal to 2. T is greater or equal to 3.5. T is greater or equal to 30. Alright. Pyra spends at least 3.5 hours practicing her English each week. If she spends 7 days a week practicing, which of the following best describes T, the average number of hours she spends practicing each day? Jorge can give at most one adult haircut. Jorge can give at least 2 adult haircuts. Jorge can give at most 3 haircuts. Jorge can give at most 5 adult haircuts. Hello, Alex BRB. 6'7", 0.75C plus 1.25A is greater or less than 7. Jorge works as a professional hairstylist. The given equation, yes, the given inequality shows the amount of time in hours Jorge spends on giving haircuts each day, where C represents the number of children's haircuts, A represents the number of adult haircuts. If Jorge gives 5 haircuts today, what is the most number of adult haircuts he can give when the most adult haircuts he can give with the remaining time? Okay. Wait. Jorge works in Venezuela. Maybe. W. Next question, let's lock it in. Yun is loading identification boxes into the panel. Each box weighs 35 pounds, and the panels can hold a maximum of 1,500 pounds. Which of the following inequalities best describes why the number of boxes Yaya in can load into the panel? X plus 35 is greater or less than 500. X plus 35 is greater or less than 1,500. 35R is greater or less than 1,500. And M1R is greater than... Yun is loading identification boxes into a panel. Each box weighs 35 pounds, and the panel can hold a minimum of 1,500 pounds. Which of the following inequalities best describes X, the total number of boxes using a load? Okay, but Alex BRB, do not tell me I'm supposed to learn on my own. 30H plus 140P is greater or less than 400. 30H plus 140P is greater or less than 400. 140H plus 30P is greater or less than 400. 100H plus 30P is greater or less than 400. It's alright, Alex BRB. Okay, let's see. The maximum carrier capacity of a camel is 400 pounds. Which of the following equation correctly models H, the number of 140 pounds humans, and P, the number of 30 pounds of 30-pound packs that the camels can carry? It's not A or B, so it has to be C or D. W. Yeah, Alright, let's go. Umar is eating at a seafood restaurant. She wants to order 7 appetizers and one of the fish is shown in the table. If she wants to spend no more than $25 before tax and tip, how many of the different fishes shown can she choose from? 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool 16, Tuna 18, Habakkuk 19, Marlin 27. Armen is eating at a seafood restaurant. She wants to order 7 appetizers and 1 fish shown in the table. If she wants to spend no more than $25 before tax and tip, how many of the different fishes can she show? 1. Maybe 2? They're gonna give me a bonus question. X plus 5 is greater or less than 900. 5 plus y is greater or less than 900. 5 plus y is greater or less than 900. Is greater than 900. 5 plus y is greater than 900. Let's see. Vanessa has a $900 travel and luggage budget for her vacation. She found road trips, planes, tickets for X dollar total, a hotel for Y dollars per night, and free shuttle services between the airport and the hotel. If she plans to stay at the hotel for 5 nights and she spends less than what she budgeted on travel and luggage, which of the following it's not A, it's D. W. And you let him in the reading. Alright, now we're doing the limit in the reading. I see you don't wish to stop. I don't care to stay either. I don't see you wish to stop. I don't care to stay on here either. Oh, flower gathering, that is why your feet seems to be. Oh, flower gathering, that is why your feet seem so glad and your ankles jingle so memorably as you walk. I'll pay you when I grow up before I have to look for work out on the other side of that stream here. Wish I could be out too. Then I could pick some flowers for you from the very topmost branches right out of sight. The Post Office is a 1912 play by Robert Tama, written in Bengali. The character Amana is a young boy who imagines that the people he sees passing the window of his home are carefree. are carefree even when engaged in work or chores, as is evident when he says to the daughter of a flower seller, which of the following from the post office most effectively illustrates the claim? I see you don't wish to stop. I don't care. Oh, flower gathering, my feet seem so glad. W. Their share of the world's population living in cities has increased dramatically in the 1970s, but this has not been ununified. France and Japan, for example, were heavily unurbanized in the Hello, Travis. Unurbanized in the 1970s, with 70% or more of the population living in cities. The main contributor to the world urbanization in the 1970s have been countries like Algeria, whose most population went from. Which of the following was effectively using data from the graph? This is studying from my SAT. Read the title of the live. Read the title of the live. Read the title of the live. Read the title of the stream. This is SAT studying. Economics. Kevin Crawford, Charles, and Maliv Stephan Jr. investigate a variety of factors that influence voter turnout. My bad. Good luck. Thank you. Voter turnout in the United States, using survey data that reveals whether respondents voted in national elections and how knowledge responses are about political. Charles and Stephan claim that the likelihood of voting is driven in part by potential voter confidence in their assignment of candidates, especially the more informed voters. The more informed voters are about politics, the more. Let me restart this. Let me read this. At each point on the political organization scale, high informed voters were more likely than low informed voters to vote. Only low informed voters who identified as independent had a voting probability below 50%. The closer that low information voters are to the end of the political orientation scale, the more likely they were to vote. High informed voters were more likely to identify as strong Democrats or strong Republicans than low informed voters were. Economics. Kevin Charles and Maliv Stephan Jr. investigated a variety factor that influenced voter turnout in the United States, using survey data that reviewed whether respondent voters in the national election and how knowledge respondents are about politics. Charles and Stephan claimed that the likelihood of voting is driven in part of potential voter confidence in their assignment of candidate, essentially the more informed voters about the political. The more confidential they are at resolving voter confidence, they share their views and thus the more likely they are to vote. Good job. The common silver meteors were collected more frequently than the two Aldrich seasons. The smallest annual number of investigative articles published in the newspaper during the period shown is approximately 1,600 in 2013. The greatest annual number of investigation articles published in the newspaper during that period is approximately 1,000 in 2017. The newspaper published approximately 1,000 investigation articles in 2010 and approximately 1,600 in 2016. 1,600 in 2013. This one. How about you? 41, 41, 41. Alright, bye y'all. See y'all tomorrow.